In my own play that's coming up, The Train Driver, which I've told you about, I try to bring together hope and despair in a final moment of that play. And I will read you something from it. It's, yeah. It's about a train driver, ordinary man, who one day when he was on a regular run from a station, I set the play in Port Elizabeth, but the story that inspired it came from Cape Town, where a mother with her 4 children waited on the side of the tracks, and then when she saw the train coming and there was no chance of it stopping, she stepped out onto the tracks with her 4 children, and all 5 of them were killed. The moment I read about that, I knew I had to write about it at some point or the other, and to take command of that story and make it my own and take possession of it. I moved it from Cape Town to Port Elizabeth, my hometown, and I made the woman who commits suicide a mother with just 1 child, and I gave the train driver an identity. I gave him a name, a face. And the play concerns the journey he makes from an ordinary white South African life of mixture of confusion, blindness, prejudice, anger, frustration, to a profound understanding of something bigger than himself at the end. And to arrive at that, he finally confronts the spirit of the woman in the graveyard where she is buried, nameless, because nobody claimed her when she lay on a marble slab in the morgue. Nobody wanted the body of a woman and child. And he evokes her spirit, and he talks to her. And he says, I have difficulty in understanding why you did it at first, because you do know what you did to my life, don't you? You all virtually destroyed it. I don't know if I've got a home left, a wife, children. I've lost my job. But as I spent time here in this graveyard with the gravedigger, that's the other character in the play, I began to understand something about what the world and out of which you came. And I realized finally that it all comes down to one word: hope. Hoping good things are going to happen to you, that tomorrow is going to be better than today, which was terrible. And there you have it. You see, Red Doek, that's the name he and the gravedigger give to this nameless woman, because they don't know what her name is. The one distinguishing feature was that she had a red scarf wrapped around her head. You see, Red Doek, I don't know what it is like to live without hope, to give up. Because you did, didn't you? That is why you did what you did, because you didn't believe anymore that good things was going to happen to you and your baby. I'm thinking about it all the time now, trying to imagine what it is like for you. It is very dark in Simon's shack, that's the gravedigger, at night when he blows out the candle. So I lie there in the dark and I ask myself, was it like this for her? Was it as dark like this for Red Doek? Darker, I say, because her darkness was somehow inside her as well. And how the hell do you light a small candle there? When I think about that, when I try to imagine what it is like for you, I get frightened. So then, what now, you ask? I've got to do something. I know it's too late for you to do anything, but I still got a chance. What's more, Red Doek, it feels very urgent that I do something, because it feels like I am losing you. And if that happens, if I can't remember your face, because that's what he saw, staring at him for those few seconds as a train with its wheels screeching on the rails, because he was on the brakes, he was tramping those brakes. But for those few seconds, his was the last face she saw. And he was the last person to see her. Because it feels like I'm losing you, and if that happens, if I can't remember your face anymore, then I am really going mad, like they all say I am. But I am not. And to prove it, I know what I must do now. I've got a newspaper story here in my pocket, which is all about me and you. There is one thing that always sort of upsets me in a special way when I read it. It's where it says that nobody claimed her. Did you know that? Did you know that when you and your baby was lying there in the Mount Road mortuary, nobody came to claim you? Can you believe that? A mother and her baby, and nobody wanted them? Because you know what the Bible says, don't you? We are all made in His image. You, me, Simon, every human being, made in His image. But now you are lying here in this place for the ones without names because nobody wanted you. Well, that is not the way it is going to be anymore. Because now I hold up my hand and I say, I claim her. Me, Rolf Versaghi, the driver of the train what killed her, wants her to be his. Finish and klaar. You are mine. And God is my witness tonight, even as He was when it all happened. You see, Red Duke, if I did lose you, if ever for one day I forget what happened to me and you between those two little stations called Perseverance and Dispatch, then God must send me off to hell when I die. That is what I've tried to do with my writing, and I think that is what art does. Whether we celebrate this complex, magnificent mystery of the human soul, whether we celebrate it in a dance, in music, or in a play, whether we are the playwright or the actor or the soloist or the dancing, the ballerina that leads the dance or whatever. What we are all trying to do is celebrate the essential, complex mystery of being alive